Hi all, Agent here, and we are long overdue for a Battle Arena 2.0 video. So here we go. We are using an old style miniature wall copter based on a gigantic wall copter I built in late 2014, early 2015. I still have it on the alt account. I looked at it, actually played it in this mode, and it didn't do badly, but it didn't do great either. So for 2017, I went ahead and kind of shrunk it down a little bit. It's definitely a copter. Very few thrusters. They just assist my movement a little bit, and it's got a couple props on the front to help me move forward and backward a little better. But it's definitely a copter. Definitely would be classified as a copter. And the damn thing does really well. It's got about 2 million hit points. It doesn't have any modules, so there is no blinking away out of danger. You're going to have to face whatever you started and finish it, or whatever somebody else started. You're going to have to see it out or be able to retreat all the way back to base. So it's got 8 laser disintegrators and 5 plasma devastators. Top tier weapons all around, lots of redundancy on the lasers, and just a little bit of redundancy on the plasmas. And what I've found is that when I run into these teams of meta builds that worked in the original Battle Arena, this build absolutely wrecks them. The high damage, high burst damage little plasma drones that can fire like 20 plasma balls in one energy bar. Those things just cannot take this down quick enough before the lasers have utterly wrecked them. I'm sure if I sat still on a point and let it bomb the crap out of me, it would hurt just like it hurts everything else, but being another aircraft, I'm harder to hit, and it's going to take a very, very skilled plasma user to be able to take me on head-to-head. So this build's actually working really well in dealing with what used to be the meta builds. I'm very, very satisfied with it. Rails do hurt it, because rails hurt everything. Luckily for me, we've got 2 Robo 609s, we've got a shotgun sprinter, plasma hover it looks like, and the high burst damage plasma drone. And I don't really have anything that's a hard counter to me in this match, which is great. So I'm able to operate, and this is what I've seen a lot during the day today when I've been playing. I had a day off because of the rain. Work outside, it rained all day, thunderstorms and heavy rain, so I got to stay home and play Robocraft. But that's what I've seen all day is a lot of teams of drones and aircraft with maybe a spattering of a laser hover or a shotgun hover or sprinter in. So it looks like the meta is changing, and I've managed to kind of accidentally adapt to counter it before it's really gotten into the mainstream. Rail sprinters are decent. The problem is that they lose their legs too easily against these high burst damage drones. And I've actually got pretty fairly high burst damage myself with the Alpha Strike of the plasmas. When I use it, you're not going to see me use them very much in this match because lasers are just better to fight these things with, unless I need to get somebody off the point and just destroy them in one volley. But I use my lasers a lot more because of the distance of the targets. They're a lot easier to hit. They're better to hit cloak targets with in some cases if you can't get them with splash. And then there's that plasma drone, so I wind up using my lasers a lot more than my plasma, which is fine. I did have a match earlier where there were a lock-on missile launcher drone and a couple rails, and there was also a flak, and for having so many hard counters, the bot still did really well. So I'm going to keep using this because I'm winning matches with it. I'm able to do my job. The couple matches I have lost today is where we had teammates making stupid mistakes, like a guy with the all-plasma sprinter kept trying to chase these drones all the way back to their base and shoot at them, and he just kept dying, and he wasn't really accomplishing anything because he was not using his bot as he should have been using it. So when it comes to me doing my job, I'm really happy with this build, and it may it may give birth to better builds that counter the current meta. The hover nerfs we had, they did hit the Robo 609s pretty hard. They're still useful, but not quite as useful as they were before. It may balance out because you've got these capture points that you need to cap, and there he is trying to get a little bit of revenge. It's not going to happen, buddy. But generally speaking, they're not as effective as they were between the hover nerfs, which made them move a little slower, and then the fact that you can be aware as you capture a point now. So what we're going to do is we're going to defend this Protonium eruption. This is a big deal right here. You could do really well in the whole match, and then this thing pops up and the enemy team, say a couple of your guys are dead, and they're able to shoot it from their shield like this guy is going to do, which is complete bullshit, but whatever. This Protonium eruption could really screw you up when your team's doing great if you get overconfident and you don't stop the enemy from destroying it. I'm trying to kind of block him from being able to hit it, but I'm not able to do so. I was going to tank the damage. Luckily, we did get the core defended. The problem with this is that those guys could go from like 1% to 75% or whatever we are close to it, be doing really poorly for the whole match, and then all of them focus on that objective, which is kind of weak, and suddenly catch up and put us on equal ground. I don't really like that. If you're doing poorly, you're doing poorly, and you shouldn't have such an easy chance to come back. I understand not wanting to play the game out if you're at 1% or something, and the enemy team's at like 80%. That's okay. They need to be placed better and maybe be a little bit less easy to damage. Maybe even only have them pop up once in a match, because I do believe they have 2 opportunities to show up, and they just, give them that one chance at the 10-minute mark. Maybe. That's it. Anyway, Plasma Drone, he's going to be stuck in his base pretty well now. I'm going to pay attention to him, and if he comes out and starts shooting at my teammates like he just did, I am going to turn my attention to him and knock him out. I think he's shooting from his base right now, and that's why I'm ignoring him. He's just going to heal up. The fast auto heal in the base is going to outpace my lasers, and I'm not actually going to be able to kill him. So all I can do is harass him. Now that he's out of his base, though, I'm definitely going to engage him and try to destroy him before he gets back down in there. And with the help of my teammates, we were able to do that. So now they're in a bad position. They missed their chance with the Protonium eruption. We've got them on the ropes. I've got a pretty good team here, a nice, good combination of builds, which really helps us in this circumstance. We've got a shotgun sprinter. We've got me in a build that was kind of accidentally discovered that counters these things. I did put the lasers on here specifically to fight them, but I didn't realize it was going to be as strong as it was against these little drones and the Teslas and stuff that people are trying to use. So, like I said, really happy with it. Somewhat stumbled upon it. I had it in mind when I built it, but it wasn't specifically built for that. Luckily, that guy didn't pay attention to me. He's just trying to get that kill, so we're going to get back out of the range of his shotguns. We definitely don't want to be face-to-face with him. That's why shotguns are so strong in the current meta, is that to defend a point or defend a point against an enemy that's trying to stop you from capturing it, shotguns are absolutely going to be the king. So we just dominated these guys this match. They all had meta builds, and look how poorly they wound up doing. They had 1% at the end of the match. We got second place damage, second place objective, second place score. Hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly enjoyed the match. See you next time.